We are back now talking with Donna Simpson. Also joining us, nutritioner Joy Bauer, and we have over here Betsy Schur Levy, who is a psychologist. How do you answer that question? I mean, a lot of mothers spend time holding, I mean, obviously you can hug your daughter, but how do you go play games with her? How do you do things with her? Aren't you worried about being around for her when she's older?
You know, honestly, I feel that God is the one that says when it's your time to go. And it doesn't matter. I mean, I think you should be sensible about it. You should be sensible in your nutrition and not try to do things that are, you know, just try to be sensible about things. But I think when it's your time to go, it's your time to go, no matter what.
And your husband or your fiance thinks that you look sexy.
Oh my gosh, yes. If you're not 400 pounds, he's
not interested,
yeah.
right?
I mean, he admires, you know, this, you know, you take a lot of time to be, you know, size 10 or whatever, but no, he's not, no.
And he's a normal-sized, regular man.
Yeah, he's 6 foot, 190, 200.
Okay, so Betsy, I know that you two had a conversation before. When you hear about where she is in her life, what do you say to her?
Really lovely meeting you earlier this afternoon, Donna, and I'm so glad we had the chance to speak. Because to address Jane's question, my question for you, as we discussed, is what do you believe is the motivator for you to engage in many of these behaviors? And I'll just talk to a few. Certainly there's something rather exhibitionistic about your showing yourself on the website in this way. Certainly there's something that speaks to your own self-image, whether it be a very accurate self-image or a distorted self-image. Certainly is something that speaks to your own sense of, you know, beauty and sexuality in your own way. To your own narcissistic preoccupation. As you said, when your time is up, your time is up. And of course, we wonder about how you then feel about your children. Help the audience to learn what motivates this kind of behavior. What helps you sustain it in the face of fear?
Okay. Well, I mean, I believe that your history, your childhood, really, it molds you. Everybody has a history. I had a history where, you know, my mother grew up in the Depression times, and they had no food, and she starved a lot. So she said, my children won't starve. So she overcompensated. So I'm sure that, you know, that and some other things to bring it on. So yeah, I mean, your history, it shapes who you are.
Sure, and the other thing that you talk about is that there is something that's special about saying I can be sexy at any size, no matter what it is, and which is a healthy way to look at things. We're just concerned about your own health. You said earlier that we would be surprised at what you ate, and I know, so give Joy a little example, and maybe she can talk to you about some of the nutritional aspects of your daily meals.
Right, okay. Well, basically, I don't know if you heard earlier, but my meats, I either bake them or boil them, or they're never fried, because I don't do the Kentucky Fried Chicken thing. And if I do the oil, because my son just got a new fryer hat, we do the no cholesterol, and the butter's no cholesterol. And basically my cholesterol comes from meat. So
in other words, you're eating large volumes, because you said you're aiming for about 10,000 calories a day, but it's healthier food versus unhealthy food. See, the thing, first I want you to know, I am so not here to judge you. I'm scared for you, because whether the food is healthy or unhealthy, that volume is so darn taxing on your heart, on your liver, on your breathing. And my fear is you could die before you hit this goal that you're trying to achieve.
Well, you know, I mean, this is the scare tactic. I mean, it really is. I mean, let's start, can we talk about obesity? Can we talk about diabetes?
Sure.
Can we talk about that stuff? Okay, my grandmother was 120 pounds. She's diabetic. My brother was 200 pounds. Average man, diabetic. Now, if I get diabetes, it's because I'm fat, or does it run in my family?
Sure.
It runs in your family. This stuff.
But basically, what you're saying is you have a predisposition to become very sick and perhaps to die. So basically, what you're doing is you're striking against yourself. You're putting yourself at even a higher risk.
No. No.
You see,
Betsy.
what's emerging here very clearly in the conversation between Joy and Donna, I think, is the key of it. And that is how powerful a psychological need this is for you, Donna. And what you are living out with Philip.
It's how
so
I've
that-
been. It's my life. It's
Exactly.
It is your
This
life,
is
and
your
nobody's-
reality.
no-
I mean,
Nobody's
you know,
trying
when
to
I
judge
when
you.
I was 14 years old, I had to take diet pills, 2 galore, diet shots, and only eat an apple a day to stay 170 pounds.
And that
That's
was when
not
your-
natural.
That
No,
was
it's
when
not.
your
And
stepmother was in control of your eating?
Yeah, that's not natural. When you have to starve yourself to stay 170 pounds, which is considered fat in the society, it's not natural. That's not natural.
No, and that's horrible.
Yeah, and I
Right.
know that you did consider gastric bypass surgery and decided not to do it because isn't it true that somebody that you knew that you were close
talked
to had
me
done
into it.
Yes.
and died?
Died, yeah,
So,
from complications.
so it sounds like you've clearly thought through a lot of this.
I've been through it. I have been through up and down, gaining and not gaining.
I love that you're goal driven, I have to say. I think like that part is really positive. We just sort of have to flip it around because you have a beautiful child.
Right, and the child is going to be beautiful. And if I was thin,
Too.
I'm going to go.
That's right.
I'm going to go when it's the time when God says I'm going to go. I don't think that you can, make your life
There's
go
your
any
little girl
longer.
again. That's Josie, who
baby.
we've been.
See, but no, I disagree with that because I think that you're going against your time. You're
No,
you're
your time's
pushing yourself to a
preset. Your
higher
time's
risk.
preset.
Well, that
Time's
The
preset.
concept of the time being preset,
Mm-hmm.
I think in terms of your fiance Philip, how
Mm-hmm.
he sees this in sort of it takes two to tango, as you know, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
And Jane referred earlier that you had described him as your feeder, or someone who helps to feed you.
Well,
And
let me get this
in
right.
a way,
No,
you're
hold
in
on.
this together, but both
Philip-
denying the reality of your risk.
Philip likes the gain, but he doesn't try to feed me. I mean, he's not the typical what you call feeder. He's just natural.
But if he loves the way that you look now, why can't you stay here? Why does it have to be up and beyond?
He's not trying to make me be whatever I do, whatever happens. I might not even be able to gain any more the weight that I have now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's a possibility because it sounds to me with the kinds of foods that she's eating, she's almost keeping a very close tab on the weight gain. But it's interesting that you have a man who's so incredibly supportive. So, I mean, how about the rest of your family? What do they say about all of this?
I really don't have any family. I mean, my dad is.
Your
85.
son? Your 14-year-old son?
Yeah, we're just all a bunch of weirdos out of a family, I guess. No, I mean,
Has he begun to see this as normal? And that's a very important point, Donna, is do the children perceive this kind of
No.
weight and
No.
eating as within the realm of normal? Which
because
would, of
what are
course,
they seeing?
make
They're
us
seeing
all
me eat
fearful.
salads. They're seeing me eat fresh sushi. They're seeing me eat boiled baked foods.
You know what?
They're not seeing me eating potato chips. So what is unhealthy
With
about
taking
that?
in all this food, here's a good question. Aren't you uncomfortable? Are you tired? Are you lethargic? Because 10,000 calories a day would really
Well, I don't
wear
eat
you
10,000
down.
calories. That's a misstatement. I
But
mean,
you
I've
do
had
have
one.
you do have to eat enough calories to be able to sustain the
Right,
weight and
okay.
add to
No,
it.
some X, the X gene. The X gene.
like metabolic.
I have that. I mean, so if I eat anything, it's going to stick on me.
Yeah.
So-
Well, Donna, you know what? This has been an interesting and amazing conversation. We thank you so much for sitting here and talking to us as candidly as you have. We do appreciate that.
Yes,
Last word,
and
Betsy?
Donna, you and I spoke earlier today about whether any of us can reach out and help you, whether it be from a psychological vantage point or a nutritional vantage point, and you really felt confident that you were able to sustain a content psychological place where you are. But I would love to reiterate for all of us here that should you want to reach out, we are here for you.
You
wanna
have a
make me-
huge
you-
support system.
Absolutely.
You want me to make you go crazy? Because by the end, if you counseled me, you'd be like,
You know what?
We don't believe
I'm
that.
getting very
We don't
used to
believe
it.
that.
Joy.
Thank you so
Betsy,
much for
thank you.
joining
We
us.
really
Jane, thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having
Donna
me.
Simpson.